Welcome, friends. This is audio recording number 135. Here are some of my thoughts on various topics related to Krishnamurti, education, and art of living. After Krishnaji's death in 1986, Pupulji was visiting Rishivali school to have dialogues with teachers who were interested in Krishnamurti's teachings. Like Krishnamurti, Pupulji too was interested in what is called enquiry. In such an enquiry, someone will ask a question and participants would answer according to their background and experience. The dialogue or enquiry of this kind will go on for 90 minutes. Once I asked Populji, is there another way of inquiring in which there are no words used, no questioning and no answering, but non-verbal seeing of what is? Populji asked, then how will you proceed? I answered, in such a saying, there is no goal, no direction, nothing to achieve. There is nowhere to proceed to. Populji was puzzled to hear what I said, but after some time she became lively with words, giving a metaphor of Vinobaji spinning cotton and thread not breaking. Such was Vinoba or Gandhiji's attention while spinning. I myself have no great interest in verbal enquiry of asking questions and giving answers. Direct non-verbal seeing of what is within oneself reveals whatever is there. This can be called meditation. Next article. What is alone is always beautiful, says Krishnamurti. This flower is alone and beautiful. But is the beauty in the flower or in the observer who feels it beautiful, or in the state of observation when the observer is absent? In the state of observation, two flowers also look beautiful. Everything, including a rock or an image of a god or goddess, also look beautiful. Beautiful is just a word, and the word is not clear observation without the observer. Some followers of Krishnamurti become very dogmatic and they justify everything what he has said. They quarrel over ideas. That is an indication that they are caught in words and concepts coming from the teachings of Krishnamurti. There is no authority in the field of philosophy, religion, psychology, and spirituality. One has to see for oneself clearly and see that the words are limited, divisive, not reality. The world is caught in fighting over words, concepts, and that is why there is so much violence. Poet Kabir worshipped God and also spoke about freedom from the self. Kabir wrote about going beyond the boundary of the thinking mind. Dogmatic followers of Krishnamurti would not understand the essence of Astavakra and Kabir and Ramakrishna and Ramana and many other traditional mystics who lived in India for centuries. To understand them, one must go deep within oneself and come to wordless perception. This is rare among the followers of such teachers. Next article. Many people have written books about the life and teachings of J. Krishnamurti. Krishnamurti said that the teachings were more important than the teacher, but he himself had requested two people to write about him. They were Mary Lutyens and Mary Zimbalist. But he was aware that Popul Jayakar and many others had written books about him. Recently, when I was at Vasant Vihar in Chennai, I had an opportunity to read one more book about Krishnamurti written by Scott Forbes, who had very close contact with Krishnamurti, especially in the last 9 months of Krishnamurti's life. Scott helped Krishnamurti in many ways, and he spent about 8 hours daily with Krishnamurti. Scott was given the responsibility to be the principal of Brookwood Park School and also to build a beautiful new international Krishnamurti Study Center at Brookwood. Krishnamurti's health was deteriorating fast in the last 9 months, and sometime that was affecting Krishnamurti's mind too, when there was intense pain due to cancer. Scott was maintaining a diary every day, and now he has written a book based on this diary. Scott writes honesty without hiding anything. One paragraph which attracted my attention is stated below. Quote, that same morning, that is January 25, 1986, Krishnamurti told me that he had been having what is called a nightmare, which seemed extraordinary because he did not generally dream. Krishnamurti told me that it had gone on for at least 4 or 5 nights. I asked him what it was about, and he said that in this nightmare he was trying to convince somebody who was publishing a book about him not to do it. Krishnamurti said that he was arguing with this person to not publish the book because he said that the things that were recounted in the book were too exaggerated. I asked Krishnamurti if he knew who was publishing the book, and he said that he did not. Unquote. But after Krishnamurti's death, that book was published, and it hurt many followers of Krishnamurti, including David Bohm and Susunaga Viraperuма. This happened because the followers had built an image of Krishnamurti as a sage who walks alone. But after all, Krishnamurti's teachings are about breaking the images we have built about ourselves and others. I myself was not hurt to read that book because I had looked deeper into myself, the source where images are formed. For this, I thank Krishnamurti who showed me the way. So ultimately, understanding of our own mind is most important. Then we may be able to understand other human beings.